The world is at its tipping point, and the lives of many are in our hands. The United Nations has 17 sustainable goals. These goals seek to address many of the issues that our planet is facing, one of which is access to clean drinking water as well as sanitation. Worldwide, about 2.2 billion people do not have access to clean drinking water. It's about 400 times Singapore's population. How can Singapore as a whole and us ensure availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all? Today, we'll be discussing the UN's 6th Sustainable Development Goal, which is ensuring availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation. Singapore has 4 taps locally. These taps are water from Singapore's water catchments, imported water, NEWater, desalinated water. These are our 4 main water resources that Singapore uses. Through these taps, Singapore has given the population safe access to drinking water and water for sanitation. Access to safe and affordable drinking water is the first of the UN's targets for goal number 6, target 6.1. But what are these taps? Firstly, we have water from local water catchment. These include reservoirs, rivers, lakes, drains. These cover an area of 710 kilometers square across Singapore. Surprisingly, even Tekong Island has a reservoir, demonstrating Singapore's efforts to harvest rainwater. Apart from reservoirs, drains, canals, and even rivers contribute to local catchment as well. Secondly, we have imported water. Singapore historically imports water from Malaysia's Johor River. These come from agreements dating back all the way to colonial times. Every day, Singapore can draw up to 250 million gallons of water, but 2% of the water imported must be treated and returned back to Johor. Third, we have NEWater. NEWater is arguably one of the most popular water resources in Singapore, and it achieves high-grade water through treatment processes that convert wastewater, such as sewage water, industrial water, so on and so forth, into ultra-clean water. Through NEWater and other processes, Singapore has achieved target number 6.3, improving water quality through wastewater treatment and also safe reuse by recycling water. Yet, we still ensure water quality despite recycling water. Fourth, we have desalinated water. Singapore is covered by seawater on all sides, making it easy to find salt water. However, desalination is not popular in many countries due to its extremely high energy intensity and also high cost. Yet Singapore has award-winning desalination plants all over Singapore, and these have unique methods to desalinate water, all of which utilize reverse osmosis. Speaking of reverse osmosis, the Singapore's PUB uses many methods to filter water, such as microfiltration, reverse osmosis, and ultraviolet irradiation. In these processes, we hope to increase water use efficiency by reusing wastewater and ensuring fresh water supplies in the process, as wastewater can be converted to fresh water, which can later be used to drink. Overall, this achieves target 6.4. Now, of the filtration techniques you're going to be talking about, microfiltration is the first. Microfiltration is a water treatment technique that uses a physical barrier, usually a membrane with tiny pores or tiny holes, to filter out particles and even microorganisms from water. Second of all, we have reverse osmosis. In contrast to microfiltration, reverse osmosis uses a semi-permeable membrane instead of a physical barrier. This removes ions, molecules, and large particles from water. It works by applying pressure to the water, forcing it through the membrane, which selectively allows water molecules to pass through while blocking contaminants. This is to say that only water can pass through these permeable membranes. Lastly, we have ultraviolet irradiation. Ultraviolet irradiation is a disinfecting technique that uses ultraviolet light to kill or deactivate microorganisms present in water. How it works is UV light is able to damage or even destroy DNA of bacteria, viruses, and other pathogens, preventing them from reproducing and causing illness. This process does not use any chemicals whatsoever, which makes it safe to use on drinking water. Furthermore, Singapore has other measures to clean industrial wastewater. Wastewater is normally cleaned on site so that it doesn't pollute local water catchments and water bodies. These measures help Singapore to keep their water bodies safe and clean, and also achieves target 6.3. Open defecation is a problem in many countries, where countries without toilets are unable to provide spaces for people to defecate. In Singapore, this is not a problem because there are many public restrooms at parks, eateries, malls, and even MRT stations. Most, if not all of these, are equipped with soap, which allows for sanitation. These facilities accommodate for the needs of women, girls, and those in vulnerable situations, which is the focus of target 6.4. However, we must remember, water isn't just for humans and animals, but plants as well. Target 6.6 is on protecting and restoring water-related ecosystems. Singapore has many mangroves and rivers filled with local flora and fauna, and it is important for water in these areas to be kept clean for the animals and the plants. Along with target 6.3, wastewater produced by industries is not allowed to be dumped into rivers and mangroves, and littering is restricted in these places, keeping water clean and safe for the animals. While strolling down the Singapore River, one might see otters, and in the mangroves, trees and mud skippers thrive. This is all thanks to the government's efforts to keep these ecosystems clean. Lastly, we have target 6.5, which is implementing Integrated Water Resource Management, or IWRM. What is IWRM? IWRM is a process or guide which takes into account the needs of the people, the country, and by taking into account these needs, they work to benefit everyone. There are many perspectives that must be taken into account, but mainly we look at the agricultural sector, domestic water supply sector, industrial water sector, and the hydropower sector, along with the sewage or sanitation sector, and also the environment as a whole. In Singapore, all these sectors are taken into account for, and Singapore has fairly distributed water to all parties that need water. All in all, Singapore has successfully achieved all targets of UN's 6th goal to ensure availability and sustainability of water, and also sanitation for everyone. Yet, while the government does its part to ensure clean water for all, we must work together to conserve water and ensure that we do not waste water, so that Singapore as a whole can always have clean water. Thank you.